Neopaque and Jacquard Textile Colors on leather. Let's test them! Hi friends, this is Elena. In this video, I'll paint a leather wallet with both Neopaque and Jacquard Textile Colors. You'll see whether it's easy to work with these paints on leather surface. I'll also show you how the painted design looks after 2 and 6 months of carrying it around. In the end, you'll know exactly what each of these paint lines is best to use for. Let's go! This is not a leather painting tutorial, but I will comment on some parts related to a proper painting technique. So, to begin with, I carefully deglazed wallet surface, also wore a pair of gloves to avoid any traces of skin oil which could compromise paint's performance. Since it's a black wallet, I decided to create a white base coat using Jacquard's Neopaque. Remember that we always need to stir this paint before use. Neopaque spreads very smoothly on leather, very pleasant indeed. Opacity is good too. Next, I traced an image which I'll be painting. And as a background to this illustration, I pick an orange shade from the Jacquard Textile Colors set. This color is, as you've seen in previous review, is semi-transparent, so I'm sure to apply at least 2 layers of paint. I work in thin layers and apply each one of them only after a previous one is dry. All the other colors for this illustration will be from Neopaque range of paints. It will be easier to remember. Orange, Jacquard Textile Colors. All the rest, Neopaque. I move on with coloring the design with Neopaque paints. Now that colors are dry, I can say that not every color here has the same finish. While white, blue and green are matte, yellow and magenta shades have a super glossy finish. Perhaps a layer of varnish could change it. However, Jacquard recommends to heat set the paint on leather goods with hot air. So I did my part by carefully using hot setting on hair dryer. I could have also used a finisher from other brands, but Jacquard promises that heat fixing should do the job, and that's what we're after. When dry on leather, Jacquard Textile has somewhat chalky finish. I still can't really say whether I like it or not, but it definitely is different to touch compared to the original feel of leather. This is how the illustration made with Neopaque and Jacquard Textile Colors looks like when it's finished and heat fixed. Now is the most interesting part. On leather, the only proof of paint quality is time. That's why I've been taking this babe for a ride whenever I was out. I used it in a normal humanly way, and here's how my painted leather wallet looks like after 2 months of service. And this is after 6 months. Can you see the damage? Do you remember which colors were from Jacquard Textile and which ones from Neopaque? I remind you, orange background was completely painted with Jacquard Textile, and I mixed brown color for the cap using the same orange plus black from Neopaque. Hence the results. Absolutely no scratch on any of the areas painted with Jacquard Neopaque, and lots of damage and fading whenever textile colors were applied. Even though textile colors have come off the wallet, it doesn't mean that we can't fix it and bring it to a pretty state. I repeatedly cleaned the area, which I'd like to repaint, and covered it with 2 layers of green Neopaque paint. Restored some black outlines and added a few touches with shimmer gold from Jacquard Lumiere. By the way, if you want my review on Lumiere paints as well, hit the like button to let me know, and I'll come up with something creative. In conclusion, if you haven't watched my previous videos where I tested Jacquard Neopaque paint on dark fabric, you should see it first to know how inappropriate this paint is for painting on cloth. But it also is a fact that Neopaque excels on leather surface. With exception of overly glossy yellow and pink shades, Neopaque is easy to work with, fast drying, highly pigmented paint that I will love to keep creating with on leather goods. Now, when it comes to Jacquard Textile Colors, this line of paints should be kept for use exclusively on fabric, as it is intended. As my experiment has proven, this type of paint comes off with the time and leaves a chalky finish on leather. More videos with my fabric tutorials and paint tests using Jacquard Textile Colors are in the description below. If this paint test was interesting, please give me a thumbs up and share your thoughts and comments. I thank you for your time. Goodbye!